Hey everybody, I hope you guys had a good week, and I know you're glad it's the weekend. Me too, but unfortunately for me, I'm at home sick, so I really don't feel good. But I had to get my video done. I could not go a week without getting my video out, so I had to get up out of my sick bed and get to work. But isn't it funny how I can feel so bad yet look so good? Isn't that just amazing? But anyways, this week, I actually watched an old movie, Indecent Proposal. And if you guys seen the movie, it has Demi Moore, Robert Redford, and the one guy from White Man Can't Jump. I can't think of his name, but in this movie, Robert Redford, the billionaire, he offers Demi Moore and her husband $1 million to spend the night with her. Now, some of you guys are saying $1 million one night is a done deal. No, no questions asked. But anyways, in the movie, her and her husband they go back to the hotel and they, start talking about it, and we're having some financial trouble, and we could really use the money, and it's just one night, it's just sex. So long story short, they decide to take the money for one night. So they spend their night together, get the money, and go home. And as you see through the movie, that one night starts coming in between them. They end up breaking up, and most of these movies they get back together, so they get back together. That's the minor stuff. The major point is, for some reason, I don't remember how, but Robert Redford, the billionaire, in his mind believes that Demi Moore is only worth $1 million. Now again, I can't remember how the number 1 million, how it came, how it came about, but he feels that 1 million is sufficient for her one night. Now immediately in my mind, I'm thinking, $1 million, that ain't it, that ain't enough. For one night, I'm married. $1 million is not going to be enough. And to be honest with you guys, I actually started making a list. And, this feature got this amount of money. That feature got that amount of money. Nice legs got that much money. And I could not come up with a number I was comfortable with. If a man were to approach me right now and say, Dion, how much for one night with you? I honestly could not give him a number. Now I know it was more than 5 million. The number will be more than 5 million. But I could not come to a number. Now, somebody may look at me and say, Dion, maybe I would only give her $1,000, or maybe 500,000, or maybe just $30 for some gas in her tank to get to my house. What people think of you, that could be anything, and it doesn't matter. But what matters is what I think I'm worth. How much do I think I'm worth? And you know what? I still could not put a number on it. I could not come up with a number at all. And the thing about it is, as women, we go through so much. A lot of it bad, a lot of it good, more of it bad than good. But and not to discount the things that men go through, but women, we go through a lot of stuff. And the sad thing is, we take the bad and we use the bad to decide how much we're worth. We won't take the good stuff and use that. We take everything bad and we will continue to just knock points off of us. This is bad. This is bad. This happened. That happened. So I'm not worth anything. And before you know it, you have an opinion of yourself. You're so worthless. And the only thing I can tell you, because I don't feel that way. And you know what? I've gone through some things. I've had some bad things happen. Praise the God that some things really haven't shattered me as a person. But what I can tell you, because I'm so confident and I think so highly of myself, is not to let those things, the things that happen, the bad things, determine what you think your worth is. Because there's no way that it could ever determine your worth. A lot of women, they think they are worthless, so they will take whatever they can get. I'm not worth this, so I'll take whatever he can give me. I know he can't take care of me, but I'm not worth much, and I don't have much myself, so I'll just take whatever he gives me. Whatever he gives me is good enough for me. And to think that way is so not right, and is such a detriment to you as a person. And just to think, in my mind, asking the question, not just asking the question how much I think I'm worth, but ask the question, how much does God think you're worth? What does he think about you? And if you know anything about God, you know that, for one, he gave his life for you. He gave everything for you. He gave everything for us. He must think some crazy, amazing good things about us if he decided to lay down his life and give everything for us. He's got some love for you out of this world if that's what he did. And I know my Bible says he did it, so he's got some crazy, amazing love for you to do something like that. And nothing that you can go through, bad or good, should ever shape the way you feel about yourself. If anything, it should be what he thinks about you that shapes your worth, not what you think. And you know, like I said, I've always been very confident, and that just comes from the women in my family. My mother, my grandmother, aunts, cousins. I felt most of us are very confident, and that's just something that came from the top. My grandma, she knew she was on point, and it went through the line. We all really had that confidence because of her. And um, let me just say, first of all, if you really don't feel that you have a lot of worth, and first of all, my encouragement to you is to get that out of your mind, change your mindset, because you're worth more than you can ever think about. And you know what? Thank you, God. I could not think of a number for my worth, and I could not think of a number for my worth because there is no number. If somebody was to ask me how much I'm worth right now, Deanna, I want to spend the night with you. How much do you think you're worth? My answer to them would be, honey, put your wallet away, because you can never pay me what I'm worth. There's not a number that you could pay me. There's not a number. You're not going to be able to match my worth with your wallet. And if you don't feel that way about yourself, you need to be calling me. We need to be talking on the phone. And if you do feel that way about yourself, thumbs up. You're well on your way. I just again, like I always want to encourage you guys. God, he thinks so much of us. He loves us so much. And for some people, it's so hard for them to see that. It's so hard for them to see how God thinks about them, what God thinks about them. And, I try not to be preachy in my little blogs and throw out the scriptures in the Bible and all that. Um, but there's proof that God thinks so much about you. There's proof that God thinks more about you than what you could ever think about yourself. And there's proof that you are worth something, that you're not worthless. And like I said, everything that you go through, horrible things that you go through, good things that you go through, don't let it shape you. Don't let it shape what you think your worth is. Let God shape what your worth is and what you think you're worth. And again, if you feel you're worthless, if you feel you're not worth much, and you really want to change your mind, and how do I know that I'm worth this? How can I change my mind so I know that I'm worth more, and that I don't have to accept whatever somebody wants to give me? I don't have to accept nonsense because I feel like I'm worthless. If you really want to change your mind about it, give me a call. We need to talk. We need to talk, because you are worth more than the mess that you put up with. I know I'm worth more than some of the mess I put up with. I know I am. Um, and I just have to make the decision to say I'm worth more than that, and I'm not going to accept it. And I think most of you guys have to do the same. Like I said, we go through so many things, and unfortunately, the bad things are what we go off of. We go off the bad stuff, so we feel that We just don't measure up, and that's just not the truth. That's just not accurate. And like I always want to do, I just want to encourage you guys, and I want to be your cheerleader. I'm the cheerleader. I'm your cheerleader this week. If you didn't have a cheerleader, to let you know that you're worth way more than you could ever imagine. And I have to remind myself that I get some skeletons in my closet want to text me and call me. You ain't talked to me in months, and all of a sudden you just want to talk to me out the blue. And boo, I'm worth way more than that. I am worth way more than that mess. So, just to encourage you guys, and everybody, single, married, um, separated, whatever your status is, whatever your color is, long hair, short hair, fat, skinny, whatever, job, no job, um, you're worth way more than you can ever imagine. And I just want to slap Demi Moore and her husband because Demi was worth way more than $1 million. She just didn't know she was worth way more than $1 million. So if you don't know, now you know. You're worth more than what you can ever think. And again, don't let the bad things shape what you think you're worth. Because you know what, bad things happen all the time. Bad things happen, and my encouragement to you is to push on, to move on. If some things need to be made right and corrected, make them right, correct them, and move on. But don't let it have an effect on you where you think you're not worth anything, that you're worth less, because you are worth more than you can imagine. And again, that's just what I wanted to give you guys this week. So you'll be prepared. And even if you have time, ask yourself those questions just to be fun. Just out of out if you're bored or something, you need something to do. Ask the questions. How much do I think I'm worth? What am I worth? And ask the question, what does God think I'm worth? Now, if you know the answer to the second question about God, what He thinks you're worth, then the first question really is just kind of just for fun. Because I mean, if you know that God thinks your worth is amazing. God could never, He could never live without you. God cannot live without me. If I know that about me, then I know my worth is out of this world. So just for fun, ask the questions. Um, and it would be funny too to kind of put like a price on, like I put a price on my legs. I'm not gonna tell you the price I put on my legs, but just out of fun, just see what you would do. But do do that if you can. But also remember, it's not important what others think your worth is, and it's slightly kind of important what you think. But the main one, it's important that God, what He thinks about you and what He believes your worth is the most important. So I just want to give you guys those words. You're beautiful. You're wonderful. You're worth more than you can ever imagine. And hopefully you guys will have a good weekend. And I'll be home trying to get well. So I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye bye.